As I indicated earlier, that the NDPP and his leadership team will consider the judgment, interrogate it extensively before engaging South Africans in terms of the way forward. You've heard the judge saying that it's a 47-page judgment and he has just read the last few pages, and therefore we need to consider the judgment and the implications thereof before we engage South Africans. But as I indicated, that the NPA will at all times do the right thing within the confines of the rule of law and in the interest of proper administration of justice. It has been dismissed with cause. Remember, you must at times give the NPA credit. Once the national director, through his legal representative, Advocate Epstein SC, discovered that the senior members within the NPA who deposed to those affidavits have made contradictory statements in terms of who took the decision. And it became apparent that Advocate Mshe reviewed his own decision, which is not in line with the Haram's decision that a national director cannot review his own decision or the decision of his predecessor. The NDPP filed supplementary heads, which he brought those to the attention of the court, alluding to the fact that it seems from his opinion that Advocate Mshe reviewed his own decision, which is contrary to Judge Haram's decision, and therefore it is unlawful. We brought that to the attention of the court, meaning which we litigated in good faith. You have listened to the judgment now. Judge Leach did not instruct the NPA. It is one of the grounds that we alluded to when we took the matter on appeal, that the court cannot instruct the NPA to reinstate the charges. It must just refer the matter back to the NPA for reconsideration. That is why the court was very circumspect in terms of not encroaching on the independence of the NPA and separation of powers doctrine. We have accepted that by saying the SCA said the decision to drop the charges was irrational. And I indicated earlier that we filed supplementary heads indicating that we discovered at a later stage while interrogating the papers that in fact there were contradictory statements, and therefore the decision to prosecute the initial one, Advocate Mshe seemed to be part of it, and therefore he cannot review his own decision. That would be unlawful. Now we put that on the table, we put it to the attention of the court. The court has made a ruling. It goes back to the NPA. That is why I initially said that the national director and his team will read the judgment and consider it extensively before commenting and outline to South Africans what's the way forward. It is back in the hands of the NPA.